Hi, this is Ross Harrison with Precision Health and Fitness. So this is my second video and post about things you can do at home to live really a healthier, happier, pain-free, more functional life. So uh, again, this is only my second video and I've already made some drastic changes in how I want to approach this. I've got a lot of little simple tips I can give and I will definitely get to those. But I kept coming back to the same things. There are some foundational things that most people don't really talk about or know when it comes to training for health. And so I came up with my health first approach to fitness. And the reality is, here's the way I like to look at it. When you train for sports, there's a lot of different things you can train for, like a power lifter, a marathon runner, a football player, basketball player. They're all going to have different training programs. They train differently because they have different goals, and the body has to be able to do certain things. Training for health is just the same way. And a lot of the training we do, like for conditioning or peak performance, isn't necessarily designed for long term health. A lot of the things we do wear down the body. And so when I say I have a health first approach to fitness, it really is that. Like the way I plan things, what I teach, how I have people perform exercises, they may do the same exercises, but the focus is different. Some of the strategies, the approach, everything is different because health is the actual goal. And so health to me, as I had you sort of define what health and fitness mean to you. Health to me means maximizing maximizing function, minimizing pain. Basically, being able to do the things you want to in the world. That's something I like, I teach. If you like that, great. If you want to just be able to lift as much weight as possible, this probably isn't the video for you. That's totally cool. There's lots of people teaching that. But it is important to know that training for health has to be intentional. Just because you get stronger or have more endurance or have better cardiovascular conditioning, that doesn't necessarily mean the big picture of your overall body is getting healthier. If you're destroying your joints in your training just to lift more weight or do more physically fit activities, it's like I'll sort of say is people, like for a lot of sports, they want to jump higher. So is getting 6 inches on your vertical jump worth 10 years of your knees down the road? And when people are younger, the answer may be yes. When people are older, the answer is typically no. But again, that changes. Some people, even when they're older, they still want to jump higher, do whatever. And so it's all different mindsets, different approaches. So my approach is health. It is function. So having said that, the next step is another foundational thing people don't really think about, and it's sort of critical in my mind to training for health. For the most part, the way I look at it is when we approach training, basically everybody to some degree, it's like we're driving with our emergency brake on. And the analogy being everybody wants to drive faster, not in real life, but in this analogy. So if you're in a car and your emergency brake's on and you want to drive faster, to me there's two options. You can either keep pushing harder on the gas to try to go for faster, or you can release the emergency brake. When it comes to training, most people only look at stepping on the gas harder. Oh, my muscle's not doing well, or I keep injuring something. I need it to be stronger. In a sense, yes, but like I heard a great talk recently where a person just clearly said people don't injure their muscles usually because the muscle's too weak. Injuries happen because of poor alignment and poor technique. So it's rare that somebody truly doesn't have enough strength to do the things they need to, but we don't think about how much resistance we have, how much tension we have, how much we're actually preventing our muscles from functioning the way they could naturally. So a lot of what I do is designed to help you essentially release the emergency brake, not just push harder on the gas. Because you can push harder on the gas and you can go faster, but you're also adding wear and tear to your car. Just like training harder, pushing harder is just adding wear and tear to your body. And if your goal is just to feel good and function well and do the things you want to do, you don't have to lift a ton of weight. You don't have to do all these crazy things in a gym, but you really do need to do a lot of the foundational stuff really well. It's like you need to know what good alignment is, what good posture is. When and it's not just about having like say the bar go from point A to B in the correct line. It's having your body use the right muscles to do what you're doing. It's like a lot of people will try to use their shoulders for everything. Anytime their hand is on a weight, on anything, the shoulder's engaged, even during exercises where it really shouldn't be much at all. And so over time, the shoulder just works harder and harder and harder, and eventually it wears out in almost everybody. And they're finding the more people train, like athletes have more shoulder dysfunction than sedentary people, which is a little ridiculous considering almost everything else that's not true. But it's just the way we train damages our body and really goes against health a lot of the time. And sometimes people choose that, and that's fine. It's just you only have so much. There's only so much your connective tissue is going to withstand. And so again, it's really all about minimizing the stresses. And so the reason a lot of this is even more important than ever right now is as people are stuck in home out of their normal routines, they tend to have more stress than normal. There's more tension, not just physical tension, which a lot of people, like I've already talked to many people who are just like, I'm stiffer, I have a lot more tension in my neck and my back. And all that stuff means your muscles are not going to be able to function as well as they normally would. And like even doing the same workout that you would do when you feel good, when you do it when your muscles are tense, that same workout is going to have more wear and tear on your body. So, step one literally is focusing on decreasing the tension that your muscles create. And a lot of times that means going back to more simplistic exercises and doing them in a way where you're maximizing the muscles that you want to train and minimizing the use of other muscles. And I know there's a lot of people who are just like, well, as long as I'm using the muscle, then that's all that matters. As long as, if I'm trying to work like my abs, as long as my abs get tired, it doesn't matter if 18 other muscles in my body get tired too, because they're all working. And it sounds sort of acceptable in theory, but the body doesn't work that way. It's if your brain can't separate your muscles from one from another, the wires get crossed, you end up using the same muscles over and over, your weaker muscles don't get used, your stronger muscles keep getting stronger, you get imbalances, more pain, more dysfunction. It's a vicious cycle. But when you go back to the basics, even doing stuff that doesn't seem that hard, your body will actually start feeling better and you'll produce more like strength, more force with all of your muscles naturally. And it's a completely different mindset, and it's one that a lot of people who just love to push all the time like will not accept, will not even listen to. And that's fine, but the people who do listen to it get really great results. So foundational stuff out of the way. Next video I'm going to go more into some stuff, but I will give you one take-home thing that you can start playing with today. If you have any aches and pains, and just play with this, particularly like shoulder is a great one to try this on, but a simple tip that like does amazing stuff, movement without pain is good for you. And again, it seems simple, but like if you move your arm up here and it hurts, moving your arm near that spot but not all the way up, and just sort of like doing that lightly, even without weight, even without anything, will decrease your pain. And over time you'll actually start getting more pain-free range of motion. But when people start like adding weights and start trying to push through the thing that hurts, a lot of times what actually happens is their functional range of motion decreases. The amount of range of motion they have without pain gets smaller, their muscles get tighter. So just moving without resistance, without anything, without pain, can actually make you feel much better. And so again, a lot of us are at home a lot, if you sit on the couch all day and don't move, your muscles will get stiffer. They'll get tighter, things will start aching, even though you haven't used anything, they'll start aching. So again, along with that tip, try not to just sit in one position, especially not for like hours at a time. Just even getting up every 15 minutes and walking back and forth across the room will do wonders for hips and back and all kinds of stuff. So that's some stuff to get you started, and there will be lots more coming. So have a great day and keep feeling good.